Okay, here we go. Ready, set, begin. Whoever gets on, let me know if you can see me and hear me okay. Should be good. Okay, I'm going. I'm starting. Ready, set, go. Good evening. It's Wednesday. It's Jill Blanchette here with Green Thumb Stampers. I'm going to do a fun fold card that I saw online today. It's pretty quick and simple kind of thing, easily recreatable, probably mass producible, and you can use up some of your DSP. Janice is on, Christy's on. Yeah, you guys can see me and hear me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So I think I just got to kind of get right started to it. I looked at the updates yesterday from Stampin' Up. Nothing major. Well, nothing major. Yeah, right. Tuesday, the 15th, started the new rewards program. So I am not exactly sure where you're going to see. I keep telling you guys in my newsletters and stuff to make sure that you opt in for rewards. And I'm not sure if that's going to show up when you place your first order or if it shows up when you create your account. But it should be, I guess, pretty blatant that from what I hear, that it'll pop up at the top and you'll click to opt in for rewards. And that's very important because you will want to get your rewards when you order, because now a $20 order will get you, that's the minimum. So you'll get at least $2 in rewards. So you get 10% on everything $20 and above. So again, the paper pumpkin kits went up, but now you're going to get rewards on them. And yeah, I think somebody did say, I read on there, that if you sign in as a guest, that you may not get the rewards. So make sure you have an account. Just get an account. If you say, shop with a couple different people, then just change the demonstrator that you're shopping with on the screen. And then they will get the credit for the order, and then you'll still get your rewards. Let's see who else. Lori's on. Hey, Lori and Vesta. Dawn. I didn't see Dawn. Dawn's on. Dawn, I got my catalogs. And I will be sending the girl that you told me about in your email. When did that start? It didn't start till the 15th, Dawn. And I think it's going well. I've not really heard of any issues. The only issue is for anybody who's a demonstrator shopping with another demonstrator, you'll get a weird like pop-up that says a reminder to you that you're going to get the rewards on it in your rewards, but the demonstrator, say like you're a demonstrator and you're shopping with me, you're getting the rewards on it, but I don't know if it'll specifically say Jill or if it'll say the demonstrator you're shopping with will get the commission on it. So just one little quirky thing that should only happen for a demonstrator buying as a customer of another demonstrator. So I think that's it though, guys. I'm just gonna turn my camera down. I'm looking around to see I don't have any notes. Tonight's project comes from let me look, Creative Moments by G. It's kind of funny because I've only ever known one other person that goes by G. Oh, except for the guy from NCIS Los Angeles. He always went by G. But I met a girl at my retreat last year named G, or goes by G. I think that's a shortened name. But now this lady, hi Betty. Now this lady goes by G. She had some really good videos. And yes, I am still trying to do two things at once, and I'm not not succeeding. So hold on and let me. Okay, now you should see down here. So let me know, guys, if you think I'm too close. Let me show you my first card. I got two cards. Here's my first card. Am I too close? Is that going to bother you guys? And tonight is my first night of my new internet service. So let me know if you notice anything good, bad, ugly with it. So if you think I'm zoomed in too far, hey, Mom, let me know and I can zoom out a little bit. But for now, this is the card that we're making. I honestly forgot to look and see if she has a name for the fun fold. She probably did, but and then this comes out. The little card inside comes out. And so I will show you my prototype here that I made. My circles are kind of small for the card that sticks inside. So you'll want to just kind of look at that as you're putting your card inside, because you'll kind of want to make sure that your circle covers it up if you stamp on it like this. Okay, so this is the first one that we're going to make. And I've got all the pieces and parts because I'm going to go through this one a little bit faster than the next one. I stamped the fern from the textured notes on the outside because this is a card. If you saw my post today that I needed my dies for that I cannot find. I still cannot find them. I'm gonna take my coat off. I can't find them, so I went with this stamp and I got these thoughtful something or another dies here. Did I bring them over? Thoughtful wishes. That's what I was gonna say, but I said to myself that wasn't right. But all right, so we are going to start. Oh, wait. Winner of last week's card is Sharon Tushek. I will get that in the mail. I am all caught up on mailings. I did get a note from somebody that won a couple weeks ago, and I was behind getting those in the mail. But if you have not gotten your card, I'm all caught up on mailings, and you haven't gotten your card, I guess let me know, because now that I mail them, I have a non-machinable stamp, but I mail them in a plastic envelope like this. And maybe they're freaking out. The lady told me I have to put this a sticker on there, non-machinable, so that they know, and then hand it to her so that they know that you can't run them through the machine. So that could be slowing it down, but if you're not getting your cards, like I said, that you won one, let me know, because I am all caught up in the mailing. So we need, all right, you guys, I think I am a little close because I can't even get close your eyes. Keep them closed. Look away. Oh, geez, oh, Pete. I'll try not to. It shrunk on me really too far, and then it went too big. There we go. And I got to go just one more. All right, I'm going to stop right there. Okay, that's good. All right, so we have this particular card is 5.5 by 11. I probably didn't even do any. Hey, Debbie and Patty and Julie. I probably didn't even come in any closer, but we have our paper basic white is 5.5 by 11. We're going to score it at 4 1/4, 5.5, and 6 3/4. And that's all there is to this card. 11 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4, 5.5, and 6 3/4. And we're done. Oh no, I still need that trimmer. All right. So then take your card piece and fold it. I'm going to say in. Let me get my bone folder. We're going to fold it in. We're going to fold it back. Then we're going to fold it over again. And hopefully we got them all in the right spot. They're going to line up correctly. So then we have like an M or a W if you want to go this way, but it looks like this. So now we're going to bring our trimmer back in. And hi, Amanda. We're going to put so here's our front. We're going to go cut from corner to corner. So we're going to put that in our trimmer or wherever you use to like cut stuff like this. Maybe you just use your ruler and a pair of scissors. Maybe you have a different trimmer. I'm going to start in a little bit just so I don't crinkle the edge. So I just started in with the blade and then I can go all the way up. Keep that. We're going to use that. And then now there's our card. We're ready to go. Easy peasy, huh? All right. We want to decorate this card with, I picked this paper and I didn't bring that one over. It's from the Textured Notes suite, I believe. And it's a whole black and white pack. So you need, I went up a little bit from what G did. She was at 3 3/4 by 5. That's this one. I just thought that it might have a little bit too much of a border for me. So I went 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. I didn't quite go all the way up to the quarter, even though I wanted to. I just thought I better go this way. You'll want to also keep track of your direction of your paper. Well, I'm going to just tell you to try and find paper that doesn't really have direction because, you know, if this paper has direction, we need a piece for here and then we need a piece for up here. So no matter what, like this same, I guess that would stay in the same direction. Forget it. Earlier, I thought that I needed, oh, it was because I needed it for this piece. If you want to put paper on here, you're going to have to use like the back side. So let me show you. So we're going to cut from the top left down to the bottom right. So again, we're going to line it up in our trimmer channel with our points. I'm going to stick my blade through, cut a hole in the paper, and then go to the corners so that sometimes you may notice that it like crumples it all up if you do that. You need 2 of these at 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. So now we're going to do the second one. And while you would be cutting those pieces, you also want a piece 1 inch wide by 5 1/8. You need 2 of those. So let me get those in here first. So I've got, I'm going to use the back side of this 1 inch by 5 1/8. I got to make sure. Uh-oh, why is everyone saying, oh no, Julie, do I have to go back? What'd Julie do? I got to go back. Sorry, what'd Julie do? Uh-oh. Yeah, well, I didn't exactly see because my screen is off over there. She used her bone folder for something and it didn't end well. That's not good. Hopefully it wasn't like your very first bone folder you've ever purchased and you had a huge attachment to it. I've used them before for dumb stuff like swooshing the ink around in the ink pad. This one's pretty clean, but yeah, I've used them for several things that they're not designed for, and it will stain. The bone will stain if you use it on an ink pad. So we're going to glue these two down, and you could, because this what do I want to call it? This panel here. This panel here could withstand, it is 1.25 inches. So, you know, you could go a little bit bigger and longer if you made the triangles bigger and longer. So now we're going to turn it over and glue on our triangles. And like I said, I went a smidge bigger. I looked at it going up to 5.25, and I just thought that it might be a little too close. And I didn't have time to make a whole nother prototype to make sure if it was going to look good or not, but I think that I like this one. All right, so you're going to glue one of your triangles to the front, like so. And we probably should have burnished our score lines again. All right, and then we're going to open it up, and we're going to take another triangle. And let's see if I could find if two go together. I don't really have two that go together, so that's all right. We're going to glue this one on the inside right-hand side, upper right over here. And I'm just going to kind of eyeball the border. Now I told you to save this piece right here, and that is going to fit right back in place on the inside. But you only want to use, so go ahead and use tear tape or glue, whatever works best for you, and put on the right-hand side and the bottom. So when it's flipped over, it's the right-hand side. It would be the left-hand side. So the straight edges, your angle piece. And then it will go right back like in place. It's going to go up to the top, down, flush at the bottom. You can give it a flip over and make sure you're not hanging off. Looks like I'm hanging off a little bit at the top. There we go. So what this is doing is making our pocket. Then we're going to take another piece of our triangles and glue that one over this piece. Now you can use another piece of designer paper if you have another pattern that you want to use, or a colored cardstock would definitely give it a different little look there, especially for over here, because I'm leaving that one blank. But we're just going to slide this on into place here on this triangle. And then now we have the whole inside done. We need a little piece for our pocket, and I am down to, I believe, 3.25 by 4. Now you can make it bigger, smaller, how much ever you want. Now this one is tucking in really well on this, so it's not really going to be seen too much. So while I got this out, I'm going to find a happy birthday, and I just used Unbounded Love, and I grabbed the happy birthday from that, and I'm using black because I was going to come in with a pop of color, but I wasn't sure what color I wanted to pop, so I just went with black. So I'm going to put this in the upper right corner. just so that it peeks out. Oh, I should have it. Just so that it peeks out under this, but it allows you to write something on it. Hopefully they'll see that you can pull it out. All right, now we're going to build our circle covering this on the top. And I used my Spotlight on Nature dies, and I believe these are going away and I'm really going to miss them. I used the big one on the outside for this card, and then there's 2 sets of dies. If you don't have these yet, I highly recommend that you purchase them if they're available. And then I used this second largest one from the other sheet. There's 2 sheets, so and it has the little dots and dashes on it. So I used that one for this card. And I did make it a little bit bigger than the original because I didn't think that it was covering. And on this card, it did cover up pretty well. But I wanted to, her next cards, she stepped them up, and she did possibly even on the main one, she had this bigger, got to poke these little dots out, this bigger circle. Even though I do like the small one, I raised it up. So we're going to stamp on this one. And I used the You Are Remarkable. Really haven't used this too much. I've tried not to pull out too many new things yet. But I gotta look. This might be available now. I get so lost in when stuff's available, what's pre-order, what's available now, what's online exclusive. So this might actually be available now. Anybody know if this one is? Because it's a good one. I love this. It's just a single stamp set. There's no die or anything with it. Actually, I think it is available. Thanks, Tony. And so I'm going to stamp over here a little bit to the right on this one. Like I said, my inside circle is the same as my outside circle on my what you call it card there, my prototype. Let me see if I can get this. I'm going to stamp a little more to the right because I picked this weed from the Thoughtful Wishes, and it's just a smidge like too big to sneak in where I wanted it to, so I had to really finagle that one on there. So now what I'm going to do also is I'm going to pull this over a little bit. She showcased it like a shadow, like a offset kind of thing. And so I'm going to do that, but you'll see on my next card, I'm going to use the circles are the same size. So I'm going to offset this just a little bit like that. And then I'm going to glue it onto the card, but I'm going to hang it off the edge. So that's why I didn't care that the circle, if you noticed my circle right here, my black one had a piece out of it. Paper wasn't quite big enough. But that's okay because I just was planning to cut it off. So let's come here. You can use your trimmer, scissors, your rotary blade if you use that for this kind of a thing. And yeah, I don't know. Well, maybe we're not going to see it so much once we get this stuff layered on here. We'll see. And like I said, if I'd had the weed that I was looking for from my missing die set, it might go on here a little better, but bring that in so I can just gonna offset this a smidgen to give it that kind of a shadow look. Oops. And then I'm going to put it on the front and see, I still needed to kind of even move it over a little more, I think, or probably because I offset it, I lost, I lost all that space I was trying to get. So I'm going to just put it on here. I don't think I can go lower. I don't think I want to go higher. I guess I could go higher. I'll go higher. Yeah, we're gonna go higher with it. Gonna glue that on. Gonna go above the words. And then I'm gonna take a dimensional and I'm going to pop up the weeds here a little bit. Just give them a little extra. And then I probably would, hang on, shaking it up. I saw these in the drawer earlier. My Enamel Dot Essentials. Although those are looking like navy blue now that I brought them over here. Those navy blue or black? I think those are navy blue. All right, forget it. We're not going to put those on there. I thought they were black, but or cream. It probably it needs the something black on there, black and shiny, to finish that off. So I'll look for something when I'm done, but we got that. So now there's our first card that I wanted to show you. Stands up by itself, so that's not an issue. And then it's you know, all fits nicely in the envelope. Oh, we should cut these off. We got to cut our pieces hanging over. Okay, so there's our first one. Shook it up a little bit with the offsetting it. Not so sure I like the dotted being cut off, so maybe we should just stick with making it like layering it and sticking it in the center. That's an alternate idea for it right there. Okay, so that was, oh, I did have a little piece of the paper that I saved off. I cut off. So let's, oh, I should have used this side. Let's stick that in here just to jazz up our little baby card inside. Cut it off at the bottom. Now our little baby card in the card. When they pull it out, it'll be decorated. And you, like, again, you can put another piece here. You could write here and stick a gift card in there. That would be cute too. So that's our first card. And again, I stamped on the envelope with the fern from the textured notes. And I just stamped that in black. And let me get to the next one. I gotta find my envelope. No, I don't need to worry about it. All right, so now we'll move on to the next one. It's, again, the same card. I just stepped it up a little bit with some other products. And everything about it is the same, except for what I did to it. So let me get everything going here. we've got our base pool party, and it is 11 by 5.5. We're going to score it. Remember what you scored at? 4.25. Thanks, Vesta. And Mom. Hi, Marilyn. 5.5. And then 6.75. Yeah, Christy, I thought the G stepped it up a couple different cards, and she used the little pack. Did we have a die that made a gift card holder kind of thing? And she made such a cute one. And instead of the circle on the front, she put one of those like gift card holders and filled it with flowers. And then when you opened it, she had another. Was that the one? This might not be the card. Forget it. I don't think I know what I'm talking about. No, I don't know what I'm talking about. It was a different card that she made, but it was really cute. But it might work on this one. She had it stuck on this. I think it was and then she had the little pocket. Anyway, it's mixed up with another card that I wrote down the directions for. So stay tuned for that one. Then I'll show you what she did, maybe if I can find the gift card instructions. All right, so we're going to cut the front panel of the card again from the top left to the bottom right, saving the piece that we cut out. Burnish those folds again. Okay. Then I have get my beautiful wishes stamps in here. I have the really pretty paper that goes with that set called Floral Delight. Very, very luscious yellows. And then we are going to use the vellum pieces. Oh, I didn't even see this one. I just went right for the gingham. So we're going to use the gingham vellum, this one. Oh, that might be kind of close. The blue vellum. So that's what we're going to use on this. All right. So then we've got our two pieces at 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. And we're going to cut from the top left. Don't really know. I'm going to cut them both at the same time. Top left to the bottom right. Stick it in, cut back to the edge, and then come forward. So we've got all of our triangles. And then we do need 2 strips that are 1 inch wide by 5 1/8 inches long. And now we can just kind of start gluing. So the background of this paper, I'm going to use this back piece just to break it up a little bit. But with the blue background in this paper, I thought it was really pretty to use with the blue cardstock. Okay, so we're just going to glue those in. That looks like it ripped. It certainly did. Well, we'll see if we can glue that down. I don't know when that ripped. That's what I get for manhandling my stuff, probably. So we're going to put our 2 strips on the inside. Oh yeah, you could put a circle in there. That would be cute. A whole nother circle vibe going on. I'm going to glue I might as well glue to the inside while I'm here. I just filled my glue bottle, so I'm getting a lot of big splooshes out when I squeeze it. Don't know my own strength. I wish I could say it was from lifting weights and working out, but nope, that's not it. All right, I'm going to glue this piece down to the inside as well. Right back into the same. Oh, Jill. All right, let's wipe that off. All right, I'm going to let that dry over here for a second. We'll come back to that. We will glue our piece to the outside where we want to do glue on all sides. Probably should wipe the rest of that glue off of that piece of paper so it doesn't dry too bumpy. All right. Feels like it's dry, so let's open it back up. Don't do as I do. Just going to do the bottom and up the straight edge. Now you can follow along. I'm going to glue that down. Okay. My fingers are all sticky. And we'll glue the triangle to the front of that. Put the glue on all sides. And glue that down. And let's see, here's our little internal piece. Let's stick that in there. Just to make sure that that stays open. Okay. And like I said, it's really simple card. Now I took that same big circle. I did it in white. But I don't know that I want to cut it off. I think that I would have to go back and look at, I gotta cut it off, what she did. She may not have had the decoration on the edge, which would make sense. It's very hard to kind of like line them up. I'm going to put a little bit of glue on the back of the gingham. And see now, because it's the same size, it's, too big. So this gingham one, maybe warrants a plain old circle die. And we can hang it off just a smidge and cut it off. So I'm going to go ahead and glue that on. Again, let me hold it where I want it. Hang it off just a little bit. We can try and adjust that. We can make it bigger, smaller. Adjust it how we need to. I want to glue this down a little better. And I think because we're gluing it on white, I'm not seeing the glue underneath the vellum. Because I'm gluing it on white. I glued a piece of, and maybe because of the blue on here, but I glued a piece of kind of frosted vellum from the last month's paper pumpkin kit. I glued that down onto the card front, and you could see all the glue. So I ended up coming up with something to go over the top of it. So I wasn't sure if this one was going to do the same thing, but it did not. Let me make sure that's glued down good. Yep. Okay. So now we've got our circles on. And I'm going to go, oh, and see, now we've got an extra triangle from each of those. But if you want to, I'll show you this one. You can take the extra triangle and glue it to the inside. It just flows that same pattern, and I didn't know if I like that. All that much of that green. I think I would like it better if it was this color over here. But you know what? We're going to do it. I'm going to glue it down because I got it. It's an extra triangle, and what am I going to do with it? Throw it back in the container and hope to find a need for that little tiny bit of a piece of paper. Okay, so we're going to glue that down there. Now for our front, I've got my dies from the let me find all my stuff. I got my dies from the Delightful Wishes, and they're right here. And so I got the wishing. The little leaf is there. I didn't use the little leaf, cut them out, but hold on, my brain saw this connected to the die and said, oh, you don't need a piece of yellow. But I do. And it's over here at my desk. All right, so now I'm going to take my pecan pie and the wishing word comes in the Delightful Wishes set. And there's so many things you could do with this. You can, let me show you. Here's another word, wishing. Makes a little teeny weeny thin wishing, and it cuts out the I dot. So you gotta keep track of that. And it would, this pecan pie wishing here, that would be this. And then you can glue it on top of the one we're going to use. This one has a bigger wishing. So you can glue those two together, or you can just stamp it onto paper and cut it or not cut it. Or you can do like we're going to do, and we're going to stamp it down. And then I'm going to cut it out with the, we're going to use a little mini and cutter. Close up my glue. And we're going to cut out the wishing. So I've got the tape on it. So let's line it up. Let's see. So we want to line up the wishing. And I'm just looking through the holes to make sure that I can read it and that it all looks lined up. So now we're going to run her on through. And then we've popped out our wishing. And like I said, you can cut it again out of another color with the little teeny weeny one if you want. I also cut, this is the, what do you call it? The branch. And I did use that for our, I gotta get this stuck on here, get it off my desk. And I think that that was all that I used out of here right now. All right, so I also am going to cut out the flowers. So we need a piece of white. Trying to look at what I got going here. So we got our piece of white. Now this one, I showed you this one other day on how, let's see, is this one big enough? Yes. On how we can line this one up and such. So I'm going to start with the solid flowers. And I'm going to stamp them in Daffodil Delight. Then I'm going to come through with the top flower and use some crushed curry. I tried, let me show you on my sample. I tried my sample card. This is Daffodil Delight on both layers, and I didn't think that it gave enough contrast. So I'm going to use the crushed curry for the top on this one. And you will see that it's so much better. All right, so here we go. And now I gotta line it up. You just kind of gotta, I'm going off these little pieces here that are like the little, where it's like stuck on the branch. I'm using those as my lineup. But see how much nicer that looks with that contrasted color in there. Now, I suppose if you did the flower in Lemon Lolly, then you used daffodil, that would also give you a nice contrast. But we're going to lay our flower over that flower die. And I don't have tape, so wish me luck. Could dig the other tape out of the garbage, I suppose, but that looks pretty good. Put some pressure down on it till I get it in there and it won't hopefully move. And then this guy cuts out pieces, individual pieces. Okay, so we got those. And then we also need some of the leaves. We need like 3 sets of leaves. And I got this little guy here. and my other white piece of paper that I'm not seeing right off the top, so I will stamp those later, but we need 3 leaves. Leaves of 3, leave them be. Anybody know from their Girl Scout days what that's talking about? Leaves of 3, that would be what? Poison ivy. All right. I got my pieces all mixed up here, so. Like I said, there's a die for the leaves, but I didn't use it because I'm cutting them kind of all into different, I'm gonna cut the little leaf off some of them and leave it on some of them, so I just fussy cut them out. Wasn't that big of a deal. So now we're going to pull in our silicone mat and our branch. And then these flowers, you can kind of put them however you want on your branch. And I guess that, you know, I don't know that there's any specific right or wrong to how they go on here. I did see, I think people were cutting out other, more of like the smaller ones and stuff. But I'm going to put them kind of like this. Maybe. I'm thinking maybe not. I'm thinking we're going to take that. We'll put the small over here. We got a lot going on over there. So, and then I'm just going to give a little bit of glue and glue them in place. Just going to pop a little bit on the end there. Stick them in place. Like that. Can't tell you if there's a right or wrong. And then this guy, he's just going to kind of glue. I do think that you want the, like this little edge piece, this little nub in here to look like it's, you know, stuck on the branch. But then I just, like I said, I took these and I'm going to cut like the big leaf off, and I'm just going to like tuck them in there. And the little leaf. Same thing. Just going to tuck them around where I can stick them and hope they look kind of cute where I got them. This one I did leave together. I did the top and the bottom both. I probably should, that it's kind of small to have this big of a leaf on it, but you know, we could do it however we want. Then I got another big one. We'll come down here off of this guy. One last little one. Now, whoever wins this kit, what are we going to have for our... Let's do yellow. Our card's kind of yellow. So to get in the drawing for the little kit, enter the word yellow. And you can assemble yours however you want to assemble it. Let's see if I could lift this off my mat. I'm going to come over here and I'm just going to kind of lay it. I just laid it out, and I went this way. I'd originally thought about going that way, but I'm gonna come back and go this way again. And flip it back over, and I'm gonna put some glue all up the stem, because this I'm just gonna glue flat. You could pop up the flowers or whatever if you wanted to, but just gonna glue it flat because I got enough other stuff that I'm coming in with to like pop up. So we're gonna go with that, like so. Then we did our wishing. Pop that little center out of there. And I am gonna trim down my W a little bit. I put some dimensionals all across the back. I got some baby ones. And I just stuck them all in here where they fit with the letters. And I'll have two cards because I cut one of each of the cards that I made. So I'll have the black one and the yellow one, but we only need to comment yellow. All right. And then stick that across the front. Maybe should I go higher? No, I'm gonna go down in here a little bit. Wishing. Then we're gonna take the you a happy birthday. So now with our like Mother's Day approaching, you could do this wishing you a, and then on the inside put Happy Mother's Day stamp. Let's go here. We're going to use pecan pie again. We can mask this off or just tap down the letters that you need. I just need UA, wishing UA. And we can pop that up in there. Oh, I'll show you what else I did, but I won't get my little machine back out again, but I'll show you one other cute little thing in this die set. Wishing you a, and this is probably a little big of a piece to have that two little words on, but on the inside, I'm not going to put happy birthday, but on this one I did. I put happy birthday, but look at this cute little die. This is also in the set, and it makes this, I'm going to call it like lacy. I can't remember how I set it on there. Doesn't matter at this point, but like that maybe. I just set it on there and ran it through just to give this little card some pizzazz. And I thought that was cute on there. So we got wishing you a, I think I'm going to turn this into Mother's Day. I think I just got a request probably for 6 Mother's Day cards. So I'll save this for that. And then again, you can cut your card down so that you don't see it as much. You could try and squeeze it in there a little further. All kinds of ideas with it. But we need to finish off with our little gems. Please tell me I brought them. over. I know I had them here, so let me get this wishing stamp out of my way. Oh, yep, right there underneath. And I think that my little gems here are retired. Pretty sure. But they had pool party in it, so I thought that that looked awesome with it. Obviously, because that's the color of the paper. So I'm just going to stick a couple, and we could even go with the pecan pie. That might look pretty awesome too. Okay, and one last thing that I'm going to show you because I thought it was, I just used the die set real fast tonight for the first time. Let me show you, or the stamp set. Let me show you now. So there's our card. Let me show you the envelope though. So we're going to pull this in and we're going to use the stem here. So let's get the stem. And we're going to use pecan pie again. I got a loose stamp. And we're going to just stamp that right here on the envelope. And then that. Hang on. Fumbling around here. We need to bring back our flower again. And we're going to use the Daffodil Delight. Sticking to my block. All right, we're going to use the Daffodil Delight. And we want the this little tiny one up at the top. And then that will fit right in here. So if you put this little tiny guy at the top, then this guy with this little nubbin thing will fit on that branch. And then everything else kind of falls into place for this branch. Isn't that cool? Let me get the detail one now. I really should have been playing with this set more because it's really, really pretty. And I haven't really played with a whole lot of stuff lately, so gotta get back to crafting. All right, so now same thing. I'm going to line up the little nubbin pieces on the little branches that are sticking up. And this is my crushed curry. Oh, somebody's gonna love, love, love just to get this envelope, I tell you. And then I found, wait till you see it. Da, 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 where'd it go? Oh, I moved it. There is this little guy. Get my words out of this one. I got words everywhere. And I'm going to bring my old olive back in. Oh, I didn't use the old olive yet because I didn't find that little piece of paper to stamp my leaves on. But we need these leaves. This is another little set of leaves that's in there in this set. And they line up. These two little guys at the top will go by this branch. And I think I gotta twist it. So the bottom guy is on the branch. And I should be good. Ta-da! Look how neat that is. I just was in love. Once I saw how that came out, I just thought it was so cute. And I knew that I wanted to share that little aha moment I had today with all of you. All right, so there's our envelope. How cute is that? And then our cards for today, guys. And like I said, I'm not going to stamp on that one. So here's the one I put happy birthday on. Wishing you a happy birthday with the little cutout down at the bottom. And then let me get my black one. And then here's the black one that we did. So there you go. Let's call this video done for today, I guess, right? I'll be back again next week. I'm trying to think what's next week. I should be around. No plans that I'm aware of at this point in time. So I will see you next week. Take care. Thank you for watching, commenting, sharing, following, whatever, everything. I appreciate it. And I'll see you again. Thanks, everybody. Have a good night. All right. Good night.